Power, baby. Hey, guys, welcome to the Power Breaking Podcast. I'm here with Larry Fields and myself, and we're the hosts of this show. I hope everybody has a great Friday. How you doing today, sir? Everybody good?
Bang, bang, baby. Yeah, Larry Fields here, getting ready for the U.S. Open. Party
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bang, bang. We're gonna be U.S. Open is next weekend. Actually, that's it. We're less than a week away because it starts on Thursday. The action starts on Thursday, so that's it. It's crunch time now. The U.S. Open now. Also, just to let everybody gives a heads up to everybody, I got the image up here for the U.S. Open. Just to give any last minute registration, like all advanced registration discounts ends today. So if you have a discount code, I guess after today it ends. So make sure you register now. If you have a team code or anything like that, use it because it may not be able to work um starting tomorrow. Okay. All right. So make sure you register. It's gonna be a great event, man. So many things going on at the U.S. Open, and we're doing breaking. I'm covering the tournament too. It has something for everything. That's one of the cool things about this event. Any martial art that you do, there's something for you here, right? They got the ISK, the sport MMA, the breaking, point fighting, continuous. They got and then they have it. It's on ESPN. So like this for me has been like the Super Bowl for sport karate for me since I was a kid, and I'm in Florida, so it was always the one that you want to win, right? So, and I know you've been coming to it since the beginning too, like especially since the breaking started back in the '90s, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This like you said, it's a Super Bowl. And the way you're decked out and I'm decked out, I guess we can play Cowboys and Indians there, can't we? Huh?
Yes, yes, we have to. Hey, I can't wait for next week, man. I can't wait for next week to show everybody, how I'm gonna come out today. I got the black and gold, so and I love it. I love the face painting. For those people that are wondering where it came from, it's just I've always been a big WWF fan back then. Now it's WWE, and then I always me and my brother, and then we brought that to sport karate and point fighting. We used to paint our faces. There's the videos of me in the nighttime shows fighting with face paint on and everything. So, and then we ended up doing our own wrestling shows too. So, like, I love how I'm breaking, especially in creative, you could bring that to the table. Anything, you could bring your creativeness there. And like you've always been super creative with everything. So that drew me into breaking even more. And, I love it. I love to perform, and I love to bring that maybe that martial arts, maybe that WWE side to breaking, right? And you have the cowboy get up there, and you always have had some great creative breaks, man. Like you're probably the most creative breaker I've ever seen, and because I talked to you about breaks. And you're like, oh yeah, I've done that. Like breaks I want to do maybe that I haven't seen, and you're like, oh yeah, I've done that in 2000 or 1997.
Well, it's pretty great. I'm so excited. I've been training my tail off, getting ready for this. I know you have been too, but it's like you said, it's a Super Bowl for martial artists, and my creative routine this year is going to be really fun. There's I've got a couple of my guys that are going to be there. Tate Shelton, his routine is so crazy.
uh,
I know that we're all competing against each other, but when I see my guys do something, and I almost consider you like one of my guys because you and I have
yeah, yeah,
created
man,
creative breaking.
yeah.
Uh, but the power divisions this year are going to be off the chain. And I've heard people saying, "Oh, I got to break twice." I'm looking forward to breaking twice. I mean, I love it. I mean, I look so forward to getting to break, and then because we got to qualify on Thursday to be on the show Friday night. I love it. I love it. I've been pumped up and amped up about it, and it's going to be a crazy time. It's going to be exciting. I know all my friends that for me it's almost like a family reunion when I go. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
who's going to be here this year? Who's going to break? You talk about some of the great like Ronnie Sullivan, John Zurich. John Zurich. He's like a legend, and
Yeah.
when we used to go together and we competed against each other, it was so much fun. And it was like even if one of us won or one of us lost, we were happy for the other one because, in breaking, we are competing against each other, but we're also competing against the materials, and that makes a big, huge difference. So that's how I feel about breaking.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and Tate, man, he's a great breaker, and yeah, like you said, I am one of your guys. I mean, you've taught me so much, and if you look at, you know, so you could see the influence for sure. You and Nick Zambri have helped me so much, and just it's a cool thing. It's like not just you guys. Oh, there you go. Wait, you got a phone call, right? And then it's not just you guys. Like you guys have been a big part of it, and then just like, but the breaking community is amazing, man. Like Chris Brooks, Steve Fisher, Anthony Archuther, Parker Moon. I can name so many people. Even Drew Serrano is giving me tips. Like just when I'm doing stuff, like they care about you. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have to do these things, right? They don't have to do these things, and they reach out to me, and they give me tips and advice, and that's one of the things I love about the breaking world, right? The camaraderie that's there.
Oh yeah, it's like a family. So like Master Bergamo, he has helped me so much. Like when I was getting over COVID and I was trying to come back, I called him. I don't know how many times. Hey, what do I do about this? This is hurting. What do I need to do here? He was such a major influence on helping me. My instructor, Dave Ryan out of Liberal, Kansas, he's helped me so much. I'll call him and I go, man, I just, this hurts. I'm hurting here. I'm training this way. And that for them to be able to go, okay, this is what you need to do. This will help you. Drew, Drew is like one of the legends of martial
Yeah,
arts
man.
breaking. He's
Yeah,
been, I seen he's like first ones to palm strike a big number of bricks. And Master Bergamo. I mean, he's over 70 years old and he's still doing this.
yes,
He can't compete this year, but next year he's gonna, and he's probably gonna come out and just blow things up like he always does.
man. That's what I'm saying. Like the U.S. Open's like the Super Bowl. It's like that's where you see so many cool people come out of the woodwork, and they come out with their best things right here. And I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, now it's Thursday, right? So there basically it's more breaking. So in a way, it's happening, I guess, because it's growing, right? That would be the reason why it's growing. There's more qualifiers, more breakers, more people trying to get in. So they have to crunch up the numbers to make it to the finals now, right? So I'm looking forward to it. I know that you got your guys, and I got Alexander Carlos is finally gonna make it to. He was at the qualifier in Miami. He'll be competing at the USBA events on Saturday, and also Felix the Cuban Cowboy, which they made their kind of like, you know, their ISK debut at the Pan Ams and now at the U.S. Open. They're super excited to come, and I know that there's a lot of people reaching out to me. That become fans of, especially Cowboy. Cowboy's such a good guy, and he's always taking pictures with people. People are always approaching him, so I look forward to him to seeing how they do there, and then myself. So yeah, so you got the ISK Thursday,
Yeah,
right? They're gonna take, I guess, I'm not sure, the final four or final five, right? And
they're
then
taking the whoever places 1 through 5 gets to go on stage on
okay,
Friday night. So
okay,
saying about some good people coming there. I got Emery Williams. I've been working with him. He's a great breaker. I've got
yeah,
Sean Kilroy that is supposed to be there. He's from Arkansas. I've got David Cantrell that's on our team that's coming from Tennessee.
wow,
There's so
wow,
many guys, like you said, are so pumped up about this, and some of them, unfortunately, are going to only be able to break at the USBA level. But next year,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
it's going to be. We're going to have so many. It reminds me of this sport is finally blossoming and
yeah,
growing. Well, there's teams there that haven't been there in a long time. I know that
wow,
Germany
for
there,
real,
Team Australia is going to be there, and they're
wow,
not just
wow,
coming for the fighting and forms; they're coming to break too. Which is
wow,
Adam Groger went and did seminars for them, and they're going to be a force to reckon with. I know that German team back in 2006, I think, maybe 2007, they were big in breaking. And Team Australia, and they've had some monster breakers. I mean, guys that weigh like 290 pounds and there's no fat on them, and they come in and blow
wow,
stuff up. The You remember the
wow, wow.
Team
Who?
Humphreys? There was two brothers.
Oh, Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
were
yeah,
crazy
yeah. Two
breakers. They were
brothers.
crazy. They did some cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm getting even my brother to break it. He broke with us the other day, and he did a great job with
But
it. So
people
it's gonna be cool to
understand when you get a
yeah,
good point fighter, you can turn him into a great breaker. And your brother, man, he's got a heck of a sidekick. I saw him do that stuff on the beach, and people don't realize how hard it is to do stuff on the beach. First, you have to get everything balanced and set, and then you're in the sand, so it slows you down. So that breaking on the beach, that may be somewhere that we go in the future to really our
yeah,
breaking.
yeah. Yeah, man, and it was raining, so everything it was raining before, so everything got wet. The concrete, everything was wet, and then we were rushing to break because more rain was coming. So, but yeah, I want to do one in the future, a power zone in the future where we do the four divisions that are qualifiers for Ice K, like the big headliners, the power arm, the creative, the sidekick, and which one is it? The side power arm, sidekick, creative,
Three directional.
and three directional. That's right, three directional. Those will be cool. I mean, imagine doing that out there in the beach. It's gonna be hard because the balancing and all that, but it makes more of a challenge, right? It makes it more
Well,
of a challenge.
it would just push the sport. I mean, you look at which, we like to watch girls volleyball in the sand, but it would also push us to do
Yeah,
stuff in the sand, and it's going to be so much harder. But it's where the sport is going to,
yeah,
and everybody just needs to get on board and run with it because ESPN Plus is going to be there videoing this.
yes,
It's going
yes.
to be live streaming, live, not just live streaming. It's going to be on live TV. I've got
Live.
so many people that are pumped up about this.
Yeah, yeah. So live, they're going live twice. Friday for the breaking, and then Saturday, of course, for the sport karate stuff that they always do. So it's cool to see that there's more. They're giving more time to the sport, right? As well, like that's amazing, man. More. So another day of breaking. More live streaming on ESPN. People are coming from everywhere. Like, man, I can't wait to walk into that room and see the difference from last year. Like that's really my agenda with everything. Like I want to see the sport grow so much, and like that's my agenda. All roads lead to the U.S. Open when I'm talking about breaking, and I want to see the impact. Like I want to see if it's really helping the sport with all the exposure it's getting. Especially on my end, and just not just me. It's a bunch of people because now breakers are starting to post more, right? Where it's a team effort, and I really think that's the way to go. I think that in the future, I would like to see guys like you, great breakers like Ken Goodridge. We have so many amazing breakers. Build your brand where you have a big following as well. You know what I'm saying? And I plan on doing that in the future too to help the breakers do that too in the future and other martial artists, of course, point fighting, sport karate, everybody. That's in the works for me in the Point Fighter Live as far as the future is concerned. Because I think that that's the next step too, as far as the sport getting blowing up even more. We have big pages like mine, and then there's other pages like Sport Martial Arts. Black and Blue Video does a great job. Sport Karate Zone in Martial Arts Internet Network. But I feel like we need more of that, and then we need like let's say basketball, right? The NBA has a big they got big support, they got a big following, but then LeBron is his own brand, and he plays in the NBA, right? But that's his own brand. He has his own brand. He gets endorsements. He has got a paid big time pages. So I want to see that happen in the future in the sport of breaking, especially not just breaking everybody, but I think in breaking we have those characters, right? That could do that, right? Like somebody like you and Ken Goodrich, like for me, or like even Cuban Cowboy, that he's coming up on the scene too. He's not the best world champion yet, but he's coming up and he's 70 years old. Somebody like Ralph, that's in his 70s, and man, like you were talking about him. I just looking at a video of him from 2 years ago, and he broke 11 of 12 concrete bricks with an arm. Like that's hard to do even for heavyweights, right? That's like he really is incredible at 70s. So like wow, man. So yeah, man. So you're competing in your divisions that you're competing in all four, right? You're doing all four.
Yes, I'm going
You
for
know,
the breaker. I've been so close the last 3 years. I mean, missing it by 1 point. One year I was even confused that they didn't know. They thought I won, but it ended up being I didn't win. But it was like a point thing. But it's crazy to see where this sport is going. There's ideas out there that we've pitched. Me personally have pitched to them about doing a heavyweight breaker, a lightweight breaker, and a female breaker all on one team. And I think that's a great
Yes.
idea because then it would bring the females in and do an ultimate breaker for those all of that one team.
Man, I think that's a big thing because teams has always been a big thing in an open sport martial arts world, and like we need to have that somewhere in the breaking somehow, and I think that's a good format that you just said. I like that format. So let's see. I guess somebody has to do it first. So maybe that's a. I was thinking about next year for the Pan Ams having 2 day breaking at my dad's tournament. I haven't talked to him about this yet too, but this is my idea. Like Friday, have some cool breaks. Like maybe do the Ninja Warrior course on Friday, and then do like a point fighter power sidekick break. That it's a challenge for point fighters, and then maybe doing some kind of team thing, or maybe, but that could be done Saturday as well, right? That could be done in the
It could
tournament because it's team competition, where maybe points could be accumulated too in breaks, right? That could even
yeah,
make it a
yeah,
type of a team thing where you enter your team. It doesn't even need to be that hard, even, right? If you think about it, you enter your team, and you got to have that format of a lightweight, a heavyweight, and a woman, right? And
yeah,
then the most points, whoever breaks the most, they get the points, and they're winning team too, like an ultimate breaking team, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. The other idea I've had that I think would be a bonus for what we're already doing. And I know somebody's probably going to steal this, just like the 3-person team I was talking about. But what if we did
yeah,
something where it was a ultimate martial artist? So you compete in
yeah,
forms, compete in
yeah,
sparring, and competing in breaking, and you take the three scores of that and total
yeah,
that, and then you see who the winner is, who the best ultimate
yeah,
breaker is, ultimate martial artist.
yes.
I think that would be where the future of martial arts would go.
I love that. I love that. And you inspired me to do that. Like the Power Zone, I'm kind of dabbling with that now. We've been doing those 3-man tournaments with that, and it's going to evolve into something like that in the future. But also with myself, I'm planning on competing in forms, breaking and fighting. So I'm going to try to start a trend with that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you
So
know,
we need to remember when I was in North Carolina,
yeah, you
the
did.
breaking and the fighting, and I
Yes.
wanted forms too. But
Yeah, you did.
that
You did.
that's what we need to do. That's where we
I
need to.
know, I know, man. You inspired me. You're like when I was first get, I was like, okay, I'll do a division in breaking, and then you're like, no, you got to do it all, and then you're like, all right, okay, that's true. I'll do it. And then in Texas, man, I did a bunch of divisions, and then we went to North Carolina the week after, and you were like, I'm fighting, and I'm like, damn, and I almost fought as well too, and then I was scheduled to fight here in South Florida, but the breaking was at the same time as the fighting, and I also pulled a little bit my hamstring, so I didn't do it, but I'm planning on doing it at a tournament real soon. But yeah, man, I love that
I
you
think
do
that
that. That you do that.
I
That's
think that if
great.
we get the right promoter that is has vision,
Yeah.
we could do something like that and put it out there. And everybody loves money. So if we had some money behind that, oh, there'd be a ton
Money.
of people
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would on board.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's a key. I think that's a key thing there too. And I like to see also, in the future, what I'm seeing is, maybe breaking in between fights in like MMA fights. Like maybe imagine having setting up some world record breaks in between like a fight in a UFC, or an MMA or karate combat or something like that, right? Imagine something like that,
Well, for sure.
and just and then cross and then that'll blend things up because then you'll have like fighters, MMA fighters, maybe trying to break too, and just cross promote everything. I think that could be a good step into the right
I don't
direction
remember
too.
what year it was, but Master Bergamo at Mohican Sun in
Yeah,
Massachusetts,
yeah,
they did that. They had MMA, and then they'd have us break. and I did a world record
Yeah,
there
you
for the
see.
most bricks broke in 10 seconds, which was it was so much fun.
Wow.
Raf was there. He's a really good breaker, and he was helping me. So if anybody goes to that video and sees it, um, they'll see Rafi right there beside me, yelling at me the whole time going down while I was breaking. Um, I think I broke like 117 bricks, 118 bricks, something like that, in 10
Yeah.
seconds. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
But we
you
could do
see.
that with baseball bats. Make it like a 5 second or
Yeah.
10 break, and put that in there with sport MMA. Man, that would grow. That would
Yes.
grow the sport.
Man, you see all this, all these things that I have. You're like, I done that. Did that. You know, every time, every idea I have, you're like, we did that. But you see, now is the time for that because we're living in that social media age where back then it was only like the only chance you had to be on something like we get viewed a lot is on TV, and that you have to know people or like there's process for that. But now with social media, there's there's so much viewership and people want more, and like now's a good time for stuff like that for sure, man. Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Well,
Good stuff.
think
I'm looking forward to.
just think if we had somebody like Budweiser or Coca Cola or Pepsi become a sponsor for this, goodness, we
Yeah,
would blow
yeah,
up. It would end up being one of the most popular sports. There's so many
yeah,
that when the show was on regular ESPN, I would sit in a bar
yes,
and I wouldn't really watch the TV. I'm watching the people, and they would be watching. And as soon as we started breaking, almost every head would turn to the TV set, even women and little kids, because when you think about breaking, you want to see them break it. But and the other side of people, and then you're not going to have a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, that's true." They want to see somebody get hurt. When they go to NASCAR and they're watching the racing, yeah, they want to watch it and see who wins, but they also want to see a crash. And that's the thing about
yes.
people. We
Uh,
want to when you go rubbernecking, when there's an accident on the side of the road and you're there, you stare at that accident instead of paying attention to your driving. So people have that
it's
natural
true.
thing that they want to see somebody get hurt, and they think we're stupid because we hit concrete and bricks and boards and stuff, baseball bats, coconuts. So it makes a big difference when they're sitting there watching it. They might even be watching, something like forms or even point fighting. But as soon as the breaking comes on, almost every head in that bar would turn and watch it.
Yeah, man. Hey, you're right. And also, not people watch fighting like boxing and MMA because they want to see a knockout, right? So that's a good entertaining night. They like it. So, but yeah,
Your
and it's
most popular videos that you put out there, the ones that blow up, it's somebody
yeah,
either getting hurt or people wanting to watch somebody get hurt. Am I right
yeah,
about that? What's your
yeah.
most popular video?
Man, I don't even. I got to keep track of that. But yeah, I think fails are big fails, and but still, I think people just the engagement that breaking gets is amazing to me because there's so many like they have that they're looking for the fail, but then when you break it off, a lot of people there's that shock factor, right, and everything. Then there's those people that say boards don't hit back, which is a movie script, right? Then they have it's fake or you could see the splits in the boards, pre-cracked boards, so they don't believe it almost. It's almost like you know so it's almost like you can't win almost like, and then, unless they come and see it themselves. Like I would like to know where you buy pre-cracked materials too. I don't even know. People talk about that, but is there even a place for that?
Got
Like, how do people do that?
a
Right?
really
How does that even happen?
I got a really good story. So one year in the NBL, I went to Walmart used to carry the scallop bricks, right? So I had a
Yeah,
whole bunch of scallop bricks, and I was doing a creative routine in the NBL, and I had all my bricks laid out. And one of the guys goes by, "Oh, some of your bricks are cracked, dude. I just bought them from Walmart. The crack. What are you talking about? Show me." And he shows me, and it's where air had gotten into the brick when they had made it. It's still the same brick, and it's out
bro, bro,
not in
yes,
the middle, where you would want it to be broke, but it's out on the edge.
bro. I
It's
know. Look, it's just not like Yeah, look, I'm gonna bring a concrete slab here. Hold on. Hey, let's see. Look.
While you're getting that, I'm gonna tell this too. One year,
Yeah, go ahead.
this huge guy, I mean, he probably weighed like 250 pounds, 260 pounds, bodybuilder type guy. He comes over and he goes, "Oh, well, all this stuff is fake." And I go, "Oh, well, you want to try to break some stuff?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll break some stuff." So I set up 4 bricks and I let him hit it, and he broke one. He shook his hand because he did a palm strike. He was shaking his hand, and he goes, "Well, maybe it's not fake."
Bro, exactly. I get these from Lowe's, and like I'm telling you, like the thing about concrete, they pour it. It's never perfect. Like if you see a perfect slab, maybe that's gonna be fake, right? If it looks perfectly all smooth, you know. But look, it's imperfect, but no concrete slab is gonna be 100% the same too, and the elements play a role in it, right? The wetness, the humidity, the you know the dryness, all that plays a role. But the day of the breaking, people don't understand that. I guess maybe what a lot of reason why they talk is they don't understand that it's like sanctioned events where the breakers don't touch the materials until right when they're setting up to break, right? That's what some people don't understand. I guess they think that they're bringing the materials, but I don't understand people where they're like they see a tournament with hundreds of people competing from different areas, and like and they're saying that it's fake. Like how could you can't fake that, right? You can't fake
No,
that. And there's a bunch of spectators. Yeah,
and and
yeah,
the other thing is, so whoever's running the tournament, I run a lot of tournaments here in Texas, and when
yeah,
I go and I buy a pallet at a time of bricks or boards or whatever I'm getting, and I hold on to that and I bring it to the tournament. So whoever's running the tournament has full control over the materials. So
yeah,
when the
yeah.
competitors pick up those materials, they don't leave. They stay in that area and then they set them up and then they break them. And it's materials that are pre-bought by one person and everybody uses the same materials. That's why it's fair for everybody to use
Yeah,
the same
exactly.
materials.
Do you think? I guess there are. I mean, there are videos out there. Like there's this one famous guy. That I guess one bad apple could spoil a tree. Like in one person's head. So if they see a video of some guy that got exposed in the news, I don't know if you ever seen that Chinese Oriental guy or whatever Hawaiian guy, and he's there, and then the news guy goes and puts his finger on it, and it breaks right there in front of him. It just collapses while the guy touches it. You see that type of stuff. People see that, and then they see stuff that we're doing, and it's totally different things. So, but in their minds, maybe but they gotta understand that there are stuff like that people do, especially like there's fake martial arts out there that does exist, right? Where they do the no touch breaking, the no touch fighting, like McDojo puts out there a lot. You know
Right.
what I mean? But then they just almost stereotype it into like, oh, that's all fake. You know what I'm saying? So like to me, like I don't know, people gotta have more of an open mind, and also not just that, like if you're really skeptical about it and you're a fan, because there's so many fans on the page that talk negatively, but they keep coming back to watch it, right? So they're out to really fans. I would like to see those fans come out and just inspect the materials, just look at it. And if you want to try and break something, register or something and try for yourself, right? Because that's really the best way to do it, right? Try it for yourself and you'll see that it's really hard. Even my brother, like he's gotten more into breaking, but at first he was a little bit like, but then he broke one of these scallops that's easier than the slab, right? And he was like, oh man, that hurt. I was like, damn, people don't understand to that, and people say anybody could do that. That's another thing, right? But it is true in a way. Anybody could be a breaker. You just have to train for it and condition yourself for it, really. For me, I think that's why, for me, I'm so excited about my future because I know that I'm gonna be a great breaker. I'm already be getting there. But I'm in that process because a big part of breaking is conditioning, right? Like I know that you're conditioned, and the only way you do it is through experience. You can't just go just like your karate belts. You can't go from white belt to black belt like that. There's a process to it, and you get better and better. So it's you're conditioning your body basically. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of martial arts do that as well already too, where they conditions their body already, and it's part of their system. For me, it wasn't so much, right? But I'm excited that I'm conditioning my arms, and I know that eventually they're gonna get. You know, I could feel this arm turning into like an iron pipe or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a feeling that I'm getting. I feel like, and I'm conditioning my legs too, my other arm. I want to be able to break trees like those Muay Thai people. Like I really love that part of that aspect of having the power and building yourself up. You know, so I know you do that a lot too. You're always training. You've been training really hard, especially lately, like 2 or 3 times a day, right? For the U.S. Open.
Yes, I've been putting myself through 2 a days. There was a few times things
Yeah,
happened. I ended up doing it 3 times in one day. But my workout, it consists of conditioning, going through the steps, working on speed, working on my agility. But when you were talking earlier about people that were breaking is fake, man,
yeah,
anybody that comes up to me when I'm running one of my events and says, "Oh, well, that's fake," I set stuff up and I go, "Come on over here and you hit it, and then tell me how fake it is," because I want them to understand that this is the real
yeah.
deal, you know. And
Yes,
just
yes,
because somebody in the past did something silly or stupid, that doesn't mean going in the future that we're not going to. They
yeah,
used to do NASCAR
yeah,
races, and they are so heavily looked at and judged. I mean, down to millimeters. If they're off by millimeters, they can't use that car.
wow,
So when you look at the other sports, I mean, even that. Okay, NFL football is so popular, but look how much heck Tom Brady, one of the best football players in the world. Oh well, he didn't have enough air in his football. And it's like, what are you talking about? It's fake. It makes me sick when I start hearing them say stuff like
hey,
that.
it's true. You know what? That's a thing. Like Kobe said. People don't talk about good; they talk about the great, right? Like the haters only talk about things that are great. If you look at every great accomplishment in any videos that you watch out there, the comments are gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? So like they could find something bad in anything. You know what I mean? It's just, I guess it's just that's how it works. That's how social media is, and at the end of the day, they're watching and they keep coming back and watching. The fact that like even with Tom Brady, they criticize those things like Inflategate or whatever, right? But they're fans. They're big fans. They know all Tom Brady stats. So, and at the end of the day, even haters are fans at the end of the day. So that's why I tell them I appreciate you for continue to come here and watch us, because you're helping. You're part of the helping the growth of the sport at the end of the day, and it's something that's, look, when you got people talking, it's a good thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like if people are just, you post something and nobody talks about it, uh, nobody comments on it. It's probably not that good. Something that's good gets a lot of comments. So it's, and breaking gets lots of comments for sure, man. So hey, so the U.S. Open. I want to talk a little bit about the schedule for that for anybody that's listening. Today's the last day to, if you have a team code, to use it. Then Wednesday, um, you could already get your pre-registration stuff there. You could pick it up Wednesday. When are you arriving to the U.S. Open?
I'm leaving early Monday morning, and
Yeah.
I will be there Tuesday evening. I'm bringing all the tarps that they put on the floor to protect the floor,
Oh yeah.
which we're
Wow.
blessed this year. I was
Wow.
able to obtain two more tarps. So because the event's gotten so big, you
Yeah.
know, they're heavy duty truck tarps, and
Yeah.
make comments about my tarps. Oh, they're dirty. Oh, they're wet. You know what? If anybody wants to, and I'm putting this out there, anybody wants to buy tarps for the U.S. Open and bring them and take care of them year round, hey, I'm more than happy to do that. Let them
Yeah.
do it. They don't realize how difficult it is to get
Yeah, man.
24,
Wow.
23 hours from Abilene to
Wow.
know, in a trailer with these tarps. You know what I'm saying? So, I want the sport to grow. And,
Yeah.
if we didn't have those tarps, it would be almost impossible. We'd be out in the parking lot breaking, that's not very
Yeah,
smart.
man.
So we need
Wow,
to
man. So those are
appreciate,
your tarps. Yeah. But
yeah,
they're good. Those tarps are good. Last
yeah,
year were
they're
there
heavy.
last year. The same tarp.
But I mean,
Yeah.
they
Those are good tarps.
understand. how difficult it is. Me being on the inside
Yeah,
and running my own events, I see how hard it is on Adam, Master Bergamo, Drew Serrano to run this
yeah,
event,
yeah,
and they are
yeah,
very very strategic and very precise.
yeah,
You have to do it this way, or you're not going to be here. So it's
yeah,
hard to run an event this size with this many people
yeah,
involving the Coronado Springs Resort. My hat goes off to those guys. They've always helped me there at Coronado Springs Resort with
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with all the stuff that they do for me, and the hotel being right there. And that's a big
yeah,
advantage that people don't realize. The ballroom is right there. You may have to get in your vehicle and drive to it because it's a big resort, but it's right there. And everything's there.
yes. Yeah, man. Wow, man. That's great. And you work, bro. You, you bring stuff to the event, driving to it. You last year you were coordinating the whole time too. Like you were there, you were running the tournament too. Like you had a ring that you were coordinating and you break.
See,
So
that's what
that's
people
like
don't
you do a
understand.
lot.
So I normally get about between 10,000 and 12,000 steps every day, okay? Except maybe on Sundays. When I go to the US Open, I had like 80 to 90,000 steps
Wow,
in like a few days. And if anybody wants to show me, I'll put them on phone. I'll show you my steps from last year and you'll go, oh my God.
wow,
And then I was competing,
wow, wow.
you know? So
Yeah,
anybody that wants to come and help, that would be great.
man.
That would be
Yes.
great. Would love
Yeah,
that because it's so
yeah,
hard to get so much stuff
yeah,
done in such a short period of time. And sometimes I mean, there's been years that we've had to go from one ballroom to another ballroom to another ballroom and move everything. That's a nightmare. That's an
yeah.
absolute nightmare. And you're already
Yes.
so the guys and there's some
Yeah,
guys,
man.
I'm not going to call them out, but there's some guys out there that'll come and they'll do their break and they're gone, and you don't see them. Where's so and so? Why isn't he helping us do this? It makes me sick to my stomach to be called a breaker and not help. You know, Clint,
Yeah, man. Yeah. So more help.
Clinton Murphy and
Yeah.
his
So more
son,
help. Yeah.
man, those guys bust their
Yes.
butts to help. Clinton Murphy and
Yeah,
Junior
they do.
Murphy, they are amazing, amazing, and they're great breakers. Clinton Murphy and I used to go head to
Yeah.
head. A matter of fact, Clinton Murphy and I
Yeah.
were the first ones to do unspaced bricks on our
Wow.
creative routine. And if you
Wow.
don't know, unspaced bricks are a lot harder to break than spaced bricks or boards.
Yes. Yes. Yes, man. Yeah, he did great. That's a great lineage there too. It's great to see his son. Like he's a monster too. That guy's gonna be like he's already becoming he's already a great breaker, but you could see he's really young still. And in a few years, that guy
Oh,
has the wingspan, crazy
oh,
wings. Yeah.
it's so funny. In like one year, he was like way shorter than me and trying to help me pull the pallet jack, right? And then like 2 or 3 years later, he was like 7 foot tall. And I was like, dude, what happened to you? and I was trying to help him pull the pallet jack. He's a monster just pulling that pallet jack. It's crazy that how these kids grow in this sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Hey, real quick, just the U.S. Open, and I have one topic I want to talk about before we finish. We're gonna wrap it up in about 10 minutes. I got to get to summer camp, but then Thursday, 1 p.m. is the breaking, and then it's gonna go all the way to 8 p.m. And I think they're doing the power sidekick, um, wood the finals. I think that's what somebody told me, but I'm not sure. But I know I don't want to confirm everything, but I know that Ice Skate World Breaking Championships preliminary rounds are from 1 to 8, and then there's also the NASCA official certification going on that day, the ProMac official certification seminar. They got a bunch of competition, team fighting, open rank sparring, demonstration, team division, synchronized weapons, handicap divisions, adapted division, choreography, padded sword, karate flag. So Thursday's pretty decent day of breaking. Then Friday of competing. Then Friday they got the USBA under, like the 17 and under. So the kids are gonna break on Friday, and then the USBA on Saturday, right? The adults, the USBA WBA breaking is on Saturday. And then also they got a bunch of sport karate stuff going on Friday. Traditional, creative, extreme, musical, for the form, and then they got a continuous sparring clash sparring. Then Saturday, you basically got the ISK Sport MMA traditional forms and point fighting, and then the nighttime final. So, man,
Well, don't forget on Saturday morning the adults break,
yeah.
the USBA adults break.
Oh yeah, the adult, for the USBA, yeah, the adults break for yeah. I'm competing in that for creative. I'm doing the power arm, which I got invited to. I'll be doing that Thursday, and then Saturday the USBA creative. Which man, I can't wait for everybody to see my routine there for sure, and it's gonna be good. I'm coming out with something different, and I don't want to say it yet, but yeah, it's gonna have that WWE appeal to it. That's the only hint I can tell everybody right now. But I'm looking forward to it, man. This is my first U.S. Open competing, and like, whew, I get butterflies, but excitement because this is the big show. Like I've been at tournaments, but like the U.S. Open, and it's gonna be bigger this year. So that room is gonna be. I'm excited to look up and just while I'm recording and stuff, like phones are gonna be everywhere. This is a sport that everybody's recording at all times. So like I'm really looking forward to this, man. I'm like so excited about this. Now I wanted to talk about a topic before we finish the show. Let's say if you've been in breaking for a very long time. So what would you say? And I got my list, but just based on my minimal experience in breaking, your Mount Rushmore, right? If you had a Mount Rushmore of breaking, right? Who would you put up there in the Mount Rushmore? Who would make it? I know that's one that I just threw at you, and you have to put yourself up there. You're number one. You're
Well,
number one.
you can't say anything about breaking unless you talk about Mike Reeves, Master Drew Serrano, and Ralph Bergamo.
Yeah,
Uh, I talked about Ronnie Sullivan, Doyle, John Zurich.
Tom
Uh,
Zurich. Yeah.
there's so many. I mean, it would be huge. It would be absolutely.
It'll be huge. It's too hard, right? It's too hard.
Um, man. There's so many. Chip Townsend.
Oh,
Um,
Chip. Wow, Chip. Yeah.
and Steve Fisher. He's been
Steve
there.
Fisher, man. Yes. Man,
So
there's so many, right? There's so many. I know there's people that are in your head that you can't even think about right now, too, that
well,
are
the,
worthy.
the Humphreys, those guys, they were amazing. The guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy from he beat a lot of people. The guy from France, that first guy that I saw lay on the swords and break, you
Wow.
know, he was
Wow.
amazing. I mean, he was built like a brick crap house. I mean, he looked like
Yeah.
a bodybuilder, but he's a martial artist, you know, and
Yeah.
Steve Carrier, he came a few years, one of Mike Reeves's people. You
Wow.
know, there's just so many I can't
Yeah,
even.
man. Yeah,
How
it's
about
hard. It's hard. It's
Adam Groger? You
oh,
know,
Adam's a great breaker too. Yes, Adam's a great breaker too. Yeah.
and that's the thing about this sport that I love. The guys that are in control, that are really doing it,
Yeah.
are breakers. You look at
Yeah.
um,
You're
Chris
right.
Chris Lee and I. There's so many things Chris Lee and I put together and said, "Hey, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's do this." The combat wood. That was a cool thing when they used to do the combat wood, because you
Yeah.
had to break in all different directions using all four weapons. That
Yeah. Yeah.
was cool. Now we've got the three directional, which is still cool,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
that combat wood was
So
phenomenal.
how did the combat wood go? How would it go exactly?
It was kind of like a rodeo. You had 8 seconds, and you had to
Uh-huh.
break boards in multiple directions, like multiple people were attacking you. You had all held boards, and you had to break them all. And you had to use your right hand, left hand, right foot, left foot, and you could do different breaks, but you had to do it in less than 8 seconds.
Oh man, that's cool. So it's like a speed break. It's
Yes.
like a
So
speed break.
one
Wow.
year, this guy, his name's Eric James. Everybody calls him Winky. He's about 6'5", 6'4", something like that. Monster guy, bodybuilder, big, huge muscles. He comes in my dojo and says, "I want to win a world title." And I'm like, "Well, okay, let's see what we can get you to do." So I got him qualified in combat wood. So he and I are the same weight. So we have to compete against each other. I held for him, he held for me. So
Uh-huh.
we tied. We did the same exact routine. We tied exactly the same amount of boards.
Wow.
think it was
Wow.
he put up 22 and I put up 22. We both broke like 21. So we had to go again against each other. Well, his
Wow.
second through, men, now remember, he's one of my holders. On his way through, he hurts his arm and he can't hold for me. I mean, he like,
Oh man.
so he couldn't hold for me. So he beat me by one board. But it's cool. And, for me personally, when one of my students beats me, I'm happy. I'm happy because I taught them how to beat me. And that's what I want. So it makes me train harder because I don't want nobody to beat me. No, I don't want nobody to beat me.
Yeah, man. Wow, bro. Wow. Man, that sounds like a cool division too, man. That's like I want to see videos of that too, and maybe we could do that in a power zone too. But you need a lot of holders too, right? So you need 8 holders, right, to be able to
Yeah.
do that.
And
That's
that sometimes you get holders that they
yeah.
try their best, but they just don't have the body mass,
That's probably what it is. Yeah, that's probably what happened with that. Finding the people to help you in that, because wow, that's tough. That's really hard to do right there. So, man, another thing too. We actually got a little bit more time. I thought that we were almost done, but versatile breakers, right? Breakers that are very versatile and like can do everything, right? There's like man, like somebody like you got me into doing this stuff like that. At first I was just like I like sidekick and hammer fist, right? I like those. But then you got me involved like wanting to do everything. But there are some great breakers out there that could do everything. Like Ken Goodrich. I would say Ken
sure.
could be considered as one of the one of the goats too already. I think he's made it there at least for sure for the lightweight greatest of all time. I mean, how many people have done what Ken has done in the lightweight division, right?
Not very many. I mean, you
Yeah,
look at Justin. Justin's like very
yeah,
versatile.
Justin. Yeah, hmm
He's won the Ultimate Breaker, I think,
yeah,
7 times. Uh,
Justin.
Justin from Mississippi. You know who I'm talking
Yeah, yeah,
about?
yeah. Justin Cuellar. Yeah, yeah. Justin Cuellar.
Well,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he's one of the best breakers out there, and he gets a lot of kudos because he can do a lot of versatile stuff
Yeah,
that a
man.
lot of martial artists can't do.
Yeah,
Or are
yeah,
have trouble doing it or don't look as good doing it.
yeah.
You know, probably one of Justin's. He's one of the best
He
lightweights.
is. He
And
is.
Tate Shelton, he's now in all 4 divisions. He's giving
Yeah,
them their money.
man.
Uh,
Tate is good. Yeah,
Master
Tate.
Bergamo, when he's in there with the lightweight.
Yeah,
And our buddy up there, Jonathan Field, he is a phenomenal breaker, and he is one.
Jonathan
You know,
Field. Yes.
and then you look at Nick Zambri. Nick Zambri is one of the guys that is there year in year
Yeah,
out, bringing people, training people. Even when he had his hip surgery, he still came and tried. You
yeah,
know, those are
yeah.
the guys you count on to bring people that are going to be great. His son is going to be a monster breaker.
Yes, yes. No, a few. He has a few kids. Like he has. Oh, they're all gonna be. All his whole family's. I think he has like 4 kids, right? Like, or right. And that Jaden, the big guy. Oh my, he broke. I went to train with them, and Jaden, his son, broke 20 boards on three
Yeah,
directional, and
that, that,
he's like 13.
yep.
He's like 6 foot tall, and yeah, he's gonna be a monster breaker. Like he broke that day more boards than I did. So it's like, and I'm like, whoa. So yeah, man, you're right. Nick is great for sure. But yeah, there's some very versatile breakers. Like Anthony Archuther does it all. Parker Moody is a great breaker too. There's some great breakers, man. There's some great break. Rob LeBrandy does a lot too. Chris Brooks, like Ian Knight. Oh man, Ian Knight. I'm really looking forward to him because he has that. When I was in Massachusetts, I think he broke in the lightweight division 26 in three directional. I think he broke 5 on each side. Five. He put 5 on each side, and like, wow. And he was first, and then everybody had to go for 27. I think, or it was 25 that he broke, and everybody had to go for 26 after. I'm not sure on the number, but that's crazy, right? That's crazy numbers for a
For
lightweight,
sure.
right? In three
For sure.
directional.
That's
Yeah,
pure speed. That's pure speed.
It's speed, right? That's what it is. Because he's a skinny guy, and like but man, his technique is amazing and speed. Yeah, he just has that inner power too inside him too. I think that's just that you
And
can't you
people
can't
don't
some
realize
things you can't teach.
how hard it is to hold 5 boards. You got guys.
Yes.
You got
Yeah.
guys. I mean, I got little hands. I got feet, but I
Yeah.
got little hands. And those big, tall, lanky guys, they got such long fingers they can wrap around it and support the wood.
Yeah.
But man, I hardly ever see anybody break 6, but you see guys breaking
Wow.
4 and 5 pretty regular. But
Wow.
6,
Yeah. I've never seen five until
oh,
that. I never seen five until then. But
well,
that's
see,
cool.
Murphy's
Um.
boy, I believe, did 5 and 5 last year on his side. But
Yeah.
he's like
Oh yeah.
seven
He
foot
did.
tall. I mean, he's like got that Viking
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's one that I want to get down because I love that one because it takes teamwork too as well, right? That one takes teamwork. A lot of things have to happen for you to win that one.
Well,
It's not just about power and technique too.
this
Yeah,
year it's even harder because they're going to give you
yeah.
30 seconds to go. You know,
Wow.
you got 30 seconds and then you got to go. Do you have the video that Adam made? Did they eat? I thought he said
Oh
he emailed
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. There's a video out there. I haven't looked at. I was gonna look at it this weekend, just with all the rules and stuff, right, and all the different changes. Yeah, he sent that out to everybody though. All the breakers, I'm pretty sure, have been looking at it and studying. I was gonna look at it this weekend, but yeah, wow. So 30 seconds, yeah, man, to just go. Yep. And then once you break two right in the three directional, your first break,
They've
you got to
given,
be done.
they're giving you
But
5 seconds to do your
yeah,
break. They're giving you 30 seconds to sit there and get ready,
to sit
get
and get ready. Yeah,
in, get everything good. But I mean, you got to have some monsters holding for you. You really, really do. And people don't realize how important the holders are.
yeah,
Your holders can either make you or break you. And I mean, we saw that in Miami. I saw that in North Carolina. Your holders have got to
yeah.
be solid, solid
Big
holders.
time. Yeah. Hey, that's the first thing you told me when you came down to Miami. You did a seminar and you did a private lesson with me, and that's one of the first things you said. Make sure you have a good team of holders there. That you have to have it set there ahead of time. Who you trust for you to hold, right? And that it's true. It's
Well,
true. I think that, but it's harder. It's harder to do than to because it's easier said than done because you need how many on each side? Three
three, three,
or two or three,
three
right?
holders.
Yeah,
Well, see,
three. So that's
I used to
six.
have a guy in my dojo. His name's Wayne Hinkle, and he's built like a fire plug. But he would hold anything for me. I said, "Hey, hold this baseball bat," and he held it, smashed the baseball bat. He is,
Yeah.
and he's got big, wide shoulders. He's short and stocky, and when he held something, it made me feel better to hold for me. Drew is like one of the best holders, and he can't hold for anybody
Wow.
because he's actually running the show.
Right.
But
Show. Yeah. Yeah.
Clinton Murphy, um, Colin, he was a good holder too. Um, but there's so many guys that say, "Oh, I'll hold for you," and you're like, "I'm scared for you to hold for me." You know, I've had big guys hold for me, and they're holding, and then all of a sudden they try to run away, and I'm like, "Dude, don't run away, stay right there."
Yeah, man. Yeah, that plays a big factor. But yeah, man, I like that three directional division. Yeah, that's cool. Imagine that. Imagine three directional for like kicking. Right. I'm just thinking here that'll be a cool one, right? Imagine three directional kick. You do left, right, and then down the middle with a huge stack. That'll be cool too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Awesome, man. Hey, so yeah, I'm leaving Wednesday night, and then I'll be breaking on Thursday, and where I'll be streaming. I'm gonna be I have a whole game plan already of how I'm gonna be doing everything because I'm gonna be covering the whole event. So and there's two rooms. So Thursday I'll be going live for the sport karate stuff on the in the other room, and then I'll be of course in the breaking room because I'll be competing and we'll be filming too. I got Ozzy coming taking pictures. Then Friday we're gonna do all the sport karate stuff. We'll be going into the kids to take pictures. We're not going to be filming that this year just because there's so much stuff going on. I want to make sure we got everything, every aspect there. And then Saturday we'll be at the USBA 17, 17 and up, the adults, and both sides will be Saturday, both sides. So we're gonna be covering a lot of the tournament. I got Ozzy there coming. My wife is gonna be helping me. My nephew with his girlfriend. So we got a lot of coverage there at the event, and it's the biggest tournament pretty much in the world, I guess. To me, it is. I mean, I don't know any other tournament that this big, and I'm just looking forward to it. And yeah, man, it'll be a great time. All right, so thanks for joining us today, everybody. I hope you guys like the podcast. Um, Last time we got some really good views, and this one is looking like I think we passed it. So the next one, we want to try to have a guest on too. There's some guests that we want to bring on too, and just talk about their career as well, and just more about breaking stuff because it's a lot of fun. So yeah, we're at like 3,500 right now live views. So that's good. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. It's gonna have a great weekend. Larry, thanks for joining us. Any closing moments? Any closing thoughts that you want to say before we wrap it
I
up?
I just think that we just need you and I need to do this more, and
Yeah,
talk about more just breaking.
yeah,
I'm versatile and
yeah.
sparring
You
and
are.
I see some lot of good guys out there fighting. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love being
man.
on the show. I love the camaraderie that you and I have. I'm
Yes,
so
sir.
excited. And remember, bang bang baby, let's blow it up.
Bang, bang. Hey, work hard, never give up. Believe in yourself. Always be positive. Have a great weekend. All right, guys. Power, baby. Us.